Hi, my name is Joshua Fetalvera. You can call me Josh for short. I am a grade 11 student under VCAS, also known as the Victory Christian International School. I'll be presenting my thoughts, research, and learnings about the image of a Filipino student leader. I will be exploring what is a student leader, what it takes to be a student leader, and what do student leaders do based on what I've researched and learned from the past few months. I have been homeschooled for more than 13 years, and I have come such a long way from when I first joined PMA homeschool. I was very immaculate, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life because all I wanted to do was just sleep, relax, and have fun. But by God's grace, one of the leaders of the student council back then invited me to be part of their leadership program, and that's where I matured and learned more about leadership. Being part of HiNEC for more than 4 years, I have seen dozens of events and clubs being handled by other student leaders. I've seen people grow from when they first joined the Legacy program to now leading huge events such as Sports Fest Academy and PPT. I myself had helped out a few events and helped out several clubs by helping and raising up more student leaders. When it comes with leading people spiritually, I serve as a person who helps out my leader when it comes with handling a breakout group in our church's small group. I also help out lead devotions and clubs that help inform people about Christ. It brings me such a sense of joy whenever I lead people to Christ, and I will not stop trying to do so. An article written by the Facilitators Network Singapore, which talks about the essential skills in student leaders, says that one of the hardest skills to learn as a student leader is to work hard on yourself, because it's impossible to lead someone else if you don't lead yourself into the right direction. Now, we as leaders must be the first person to go head on to the action. If we don't walk into the right direction, then the people who will follow us will also be walking into the wrong direction. As leaders, we have to make sure that we are taking the right path so that we can bring others to the right direction as well. Working hard requires self-discipline, and that's why leaders have to do their best when it comes to persevering to the right path. It may be hard at first, but that's what it is when it comes to leading a group so that others don't get confused and lost. We should be the people who know the way to success, and we should also be the people who would take on the first hit so that others don't have to do so. Students under the Iowa State University did a research on what's called the 4 dimensions of student leaderships. Number 1, leadership is important to the student. This talks about the importance of leadership within school and how the importance of it affects the mindset of other students, whether or not they find it appealing. And it also explores the area of how students perceive leadership fundamentally. Number 2, the student considers himself or herself to be a leader. This talks about how the student sees themselves in leading students and how confident they are in leading others. Number 3, leadership will be important to the student after college. This area shows the student's process on the utility of leadership outside of school and how it can be applied to work and to leading a family. And lastly, number 4, leaders need to be able to work in teams or groups. The importance of leaders being able to work together and learn how to collaborate with other people and expressing new ideas. An article titled Why Student Leadership is Important in Education, which was written by the Bishop Tyle Anglican College, says that it's important for students to experience leadership opportunities during their schooling, to learn the art of building relationships within teams, defining identities, and achieving tasks effectively. It also provides an opportunity to learn to identify and display effective communication and interpersonal skills. When leadership is applied to one's curriculum, they start to develop a more proficient EQ learning and identification. Leadership provides students to be more interactive and friendly when it comes with interacting with other students. It also helps us to identify and understand our values. Whenever we think about acting upon a situation, we look inside our moral compass and evaluate what's the right thing to do, hence, helping us set up for our values. The video titled Everyday Leadership shares that people have the thought that leadership is made beyond ourselves. That people think that they're not capable of leadership because they think that leadership is for people with higher capabilities. And giving the role of being a leader to oneself makes them feel like it was made by an act of arrogance or cockiness. But if we think about how much multiple people have made an impact on our lives, just imagine how many people you have made an impact on. Even just the smallest interaction can make a big difference. The stuff that we do for people can leave a huge impact on their lives. That's how powerful a person's influence can be. And that's how a person can be a leader. The smallest things can matter, even if you're not aware. You just need to give it your all. In the second video titled, Want to Become a Great Leader? Shares that the best leaders consider themselves students. Why? Because they want to learn and go on head first in an unknown situation. Just like what we talk about in the article, leaders have to be in the first person to take action in order for people to be able to follow them, ensured that they can succeed and are willing to risk their own resources in order to protect others. Having a sensible curiosity to continue to improve and to learn about leadership helps them grow more into a better leader. This last video made a very simple yet inspiring concept about leadership. The elephant is known to be the largest land animal, the giraffe known as the tallest animal, the cheetah known as the fastest animal, and the hippo known as the most dangerous animal. Yet, the lion is still known as the king of the jungle. Why? You see, you don't need to be generally accepted to achieve leadership and to be great in life. Lions are capable of achieving any task that seems possible to them, and they're not afraid to explore the unknown. Like the lion, you have to be courageous, bold, and to see opportunities that are worth the risk. In conclusion, leaders have to be courageous. Everyone has the ability to guide others, yet only great leaders have the ability to guide others to the right path. Based on what we've learned, leaders need to be the first to go head on in order for others to not get lost or confused. Whenever we lead a group, we must think if we are directing them correctly or we're just trying to do the task lazily. We need to determine if it's a challenging task or an impossible obstacle in order to preserve the team's efficiency. We also learned that everyone can lead and make an influence on others. That everyone has made an impact on other people's lives as how other people made an impact in your life. Lastly, leadership requires character. We have to develop the right attitude in order for us to peak at our maximum potential. We, as leaders, must have the right mindset and heart to be able to lead others so that we can learn from our experiences whenever we have the right mindset. To my fellow friends and peers of the upcoming leaders, may we continue to be great leaders and that we may continue to lead a godly revolution as we influence other people to the right direction that God has planned for us. Be courageous like the lion. Whenever we encounter tasks that are too difficult for us, it doesn't matter if you're not the best at leading, speaking, or motivating. We can still be great leaders if we focus and persevere on what is right. I hope you guys have a very blessed year as we continue to see each other and learn more about leadership. God bless. Josh signing off.